All right, my name is Darby Jones, and this is my personal presentation on Trivia Night. So, we had different group projects that we could have done for this class, and the categories were movie night, trivia night, board games, or family feud. So, the group that I was put into, we did trivia night, and our job was to come up with interesting trivia questions, and then the final product was going to be in front of people that were members of a conference that Dr. Schlereth was part of and himself. So we worked on this project for a couple of weeks, and we were satisfied with how it came out and all the effort that we put in. How did we work together as a group? So, whenever we first found out that we had to do a group project, we had to split ourselves into groups. So, we broke up into 7 people. So, the group members were Maddie, Keats, David, Brian, Megan, Morgan, and myself. So, the first thing that we decided to do was form a group chat. So, we got everybody's numbers, formed a group chat so that we could communicate and start the project. Um, we put all of our emails into the group project, into the group message so that we could create a Google Doc. So I believe Megan was the one who created it, and then she added us all to it. And that's when we started like writing down our ideas of what we wanted to do, some of the questions we had. And after we got all our ducks in a row, that's where we put all of the categories, the questions, and the answers to those questions on the sheet. That way we could just put those from the Google Doc to the slides themselves. So we met on Microsoft Teams a couple times, and we met on Zoom during class time. And this is when we just started talking about our ideas. And as we were on the Microsoft Teams, we would be adding information. We decided to put everything on the slideshow, and we added pictures, we separated everything, and we also met on Microsoft Teams the day before we were supposed to have our trivia night, just to make sure that we went through everything, we did a trial run, and we made sure that we broke everything up and everybody knew what they were going to do so that when we did have the trivia night, nobody was confused. Alright, so my personal contribution was I did meet every time that we had Microsoft Team meetings. Um, when we divided the work, I chose to do the geography questions and the answers. And then whenever we put everything onto the PowerPoint, it was my idea to maybe add some pictures. So I started adding pictures to my slides, and then while other people were putting their information into the PowerPoint, I went ahead and finished my part and added pictures to some of their slides as well to help them out. They also decided that they wanted to have a Final Jeopardy question, so I was the one who came up with the question, found the answer, and I was the one who presented that at the end of our trivia night. And I did present like every 6th slide we would rotate, and I also tried to engage the audience whenever they were answering questions. I tried to talk to them about other stuff, not just saying the question and saying the answer. I wanted to make sure that they were engaged with what we were doing as well. So some positives about our project. I think that it was successful. We did use our time wisely. I know we had the 60 minutes, and I think we almost got there. The questions we came up with, I think that it was an equal mix of hard and easy questions. And I knew that the group that we were having the trivia night for was intelligent, so it was nice to see that some of those questions actually stumped them. And I think that the people who did participate had a nice, friendly competition, and I hope that they learned some things about our 5 categories that we had. So, the outdoor recreation activities, outdoor recreation history, geography, national parks, and endangered species that maybe they didn't know before. You always have to criticize yourself to make yourself better. So I think that there were a few negatives. So maybe if we did this next time, or if another group did this next time, I think that as soon as you break into your groups and you get a group message, you should share your schedule, because it's kind of hard to figure out, okay, this girl can meet at this time, but this guy has work 10 minutes later and they have class. So I think that it would be nice to just get it from the get-go. Okay, what is a good time for everybody? When can everybody meet? We'll meet at this time and this time twice a week until we actually present. And I think that that would go a lot smoother if we had done that from the beginning. I also think that for the actual trivia night for the participants, there should be a sign-up sheet. I did notice that a lot of people are going in and out of our trivia night, and that was kind of annoying because some people would stay for a couple questions, then they would leave, so it was kind of hard to keep up with the tallies and stuff. As well as we were trying to talk to the people who were joining to include them, and then they would just leave. So I think that in order to not put any effort into people who didn't want to be there, as well as give the attention to the people who are participating, that would make it a lot easier. I also think that we should find out a way to maybe share the tallies on the screen of who gets points for what question. That way people can keep up with what they have throughout the entire competition and they're not wondering at the end how many they had. Just so when it comes to Final Jeopardy, they kind of know what they want to do at the end. I did include some screenshots from the actual presentation that we did. So the first picture right here is the categories. So we did this for every category. We had the category name and a picture of it to kind of give you an idea of what was about to be asked. And then with the questions, we would label it question 1 through 5 because there was 5 questions for each category. And then we would have the question, and we didn't want to put the pictures there so that people wouldn't like have any hints. But then with the answer, we did include the picture. So this question was, which state in America has the longest coastline? So the answer was Alaska, so we put a picture of Alaska's coastline so that people could actually see why that was the answer to the question. That's the end of my presentation. Overall, I think it went really well, and I think that I did my part.